friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee if you're new here, and I am a reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. And you can find me on Poshmark and Instagram under barefoot_finds and on eBay under barefoot finds. So today I wanted to come to you and just kind of share with you some of the things that I learned while becoming a reseller. So I started reselling, I'm gonna say the end of February, beginning of March of this year. So not too long, but I'm almost rounding out to my 1 year. And I wrote down, so I'm gonna keep looking down a little bit, but I wrote down some of the things that I learned that I feel are big points in my business. Of course, everybody runs their business a different way. This is just my experiences as I've learned and grown a little bit along the way. So let's get right into it. Some of them lead into the next one, kind of, not by some magical planning of me, but just how it goes. So the first one I came up with was always check comps. Now, I'm bad at this. I don't always check comps, but I'm learning more and more to do it, because some of the items or brands that you think you know that may be great sellers and you're just going to pick up just because, maybe that particular piece might not be. Here comes a cat, and I hope he doesn't walk across here. Sorry. Stay over there. May not be all that you had dreamed of. So for instance, I went on Black Friday. We had 2 color tags that were $1 at our Goodwill. And I found a spiritual gangster kimono, and I was so excited. It was my first time finding spiritual gangster. I've wanted pieces for myself, but they've just been out of my price range, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this. I'm so excited. It's only $1. And I put it in my basket, and then at the end I was just kind of checking comps on everything. The comps for that showed for $8 to $10. The market was completely saturated. I was in shock. I'm like, no, this can't be right. Let me check this again. Did I type everything in? Am I really looking at what I think I'm looking at? Yes, $8 to $10 were the comps. So for me, the dollar wasn't going to be worth it, because once you count out fees, I don't even know if you'll break even. Like, it's just crazy. So I put it back. But always check your comps. Okay, that kind of goes into my second point, which was, just because it's inexpensive, it doesn't mean you need to buy it. Because it could not, first of all, it could not be, maybe even be worth your money. Secondly, and because if you're not as knowledgeable about them, all your bad buys could add up. Okay, you're going to buy something for $1 or $2 here because you think it's inexpensive and it's a great brand. And then you get home and it's not really worth much. It's worth $8, $10, which isn't worth your time once you figure out all your fees. Okay, and then you've got another piece that ended up being that way, and another one, and you make a pile of it. All that adds up over time. Just as all the smaller sales will add up over time, all the bad buys will add up over time. And soon you've got a pile of all these things that you paid $1 or $2 and you thought, oh, well, that's a great price, so I have to grab it. And they're not moving, and you can't do anything with it. And you're just going to either redonate it or try to sell it and flip it for less money. But it's really going to take, you've got to think of your time versus your money. And even if it's a lower amount, and like I said, everybody's business is different, but sometimes for me, at least, it's not worth putting in all that time, especially on Poshmark. You've got to share and share and share. And I'm spending all this time sharing this item that isn't going to bring me very much return. So, and then another point with that is, you're not a storage unit. You're here to sell. I don't want a bag full of items of things that I made bad buys with, which I've done, because I'm learning and I have a ton. And so that's really why I wanted to speak on this, is I'm learning now to be much more selective, because I've got a bag full of things that I'm just going to redonate. They're not going to make me any profit versus the time that I have to put in to share, to list. So that's my take on that. And then that goes into, you want to know your comps. You want to not purchase things just because it's inexpensive. And then that brings me into, be a sponge, learn your brands, be knowledgeable, learn what is currently selling. So some of the ways that I have to do this is do your research, go on YouTube. YouTube has been such a big, huge resource for me. Watching hauls, and not necessarily just watching hauls. Watching hauls is great to learn the brands that learn new brands, but hauls doesn't necessarily mean that they're selling it. That's what people have purchased. Sorry, I'm writing over my words. What people have purchased. So that's great to learn new brands, but it's not necessarily what's selling. So then watch hauls and what sold videos, because then you can actually see what items are selling. And then another point is while you're on YouTube or while you're on Instagram, you're scrolling on Instagram for how long a day, right? And scroll it for knowledge, scroll it for learning, learn about brands, listen to people that have experience selling and what are their tips and what are their practices, and you can incorporate all of that into your business and see what works for you and what doesn't, and incorporate different spots there. Excuse me. But scroll Instagram for learning. Be a sponge. Don't just be there for entertainment. Entertainment is great and all, we all need a break, but don't be in there scrolling, wasting your time. Get value out of your time while you're there. Learn about new brands. Watch IG videos that people are putting up that are sharing actual resources and tips of how we can learn. If you're selling on Mercari, when you open up the app, they have that section that says what has sold in the last 10 minutes. Go in there every once in a while and see what is selling, what's popular, what's selling current, what is current. Just because, especially the market changes so fast. Just because I pick this up, and especially I don't sell on Amazon, I'd love to, but that's just a whole nother thing. I haven't gotten started, but I find that everything changes so fast, and people that do Amazon, they're like, I got to get this out. I got to get this out because tomorrow it might not even be what it's worth today. So that Mercari part of what's sold every 10 minutes is great. You know, you can kind of see what's current. You can go on Poshmark. If you don't know how to do that on Poshmark, the way that I do it is I go to the search area, just press search, just keep it blank, and or go to your niches that you sell in. If you sell just women, click on the women. If you sell just men, etc. I go to all, just click search, and then I go to just in, and then sold listings, sort by sold. So just in and sort by sold. So I could see what is selling fast, what has come in and made a quick flip on there. So that's how I do that. And then that goes into thoroughly check your items and make sure that you're listing all the flaws in your descriptions. So that will save you any cases being open, any returns, and most of all, that is informing your customer. That's being a good seller, informing your customer and letting them know exactly what they're purchasing, because you want a happy customer, because happy customers and buyers equal return buyers. And that's really what we want. So, you know, you don't want somebody that's like, oh, I didn't have you didn't say that this had a stain or a rip or a tear. Don't try to be secretive about it. Make sure you look at everything thoroughly so you can properly give a great description. And then the last thing I have, that I know it's a broken record and I hear it all the time, but I think it's really the most important thing, and that is be consistent. You have to be consistent in this business. List. Be consistent with your listing. Be consistent with relisting. Check for improvements, ways that you can revise your listing. Like when I first started, you see a lot of people that maybe have, we probably all did this when we started, blue sweater. Ain't nobody gonna find your blue sweater. You gotta have more descriptive words. So I've got a lot of pieces that I have when I first listed that I still need to go back and revise and put more information. Button sweater. That ain't gonna work. I gotta go in and put blue floral, button sweater, long sleeve, size medium, and the brand. You've got to be descriptive. So go back and revise those listings. A lot of times if you revise them, delete them, relist them again, oh my gosh, they sell right away. It's crazy. Ship in a timely manner. Answer your questions in a timely manner. Here comes a little girl. Yes, ma'am.
I really want is a time to game when I wish I can make my own in the time to I want to play my in the time to win the game that I so I can make my unicorn tycoon. I want to play this game.
Okay, in a little bit. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay. Go watch your cartoon. Okay.
You go buy it for the funding in there. How do you need it?
We'll go look at toys. Okay. In just a little bit. Go watch your cartoon so we can get ready. Alrighty then. Be consistent. I think I left off. Answer your questions in a timely manner. If you've got questions that come in and you see it, go and answer it if you can, because you know what? That buyer is there now and maybe they're ready to buy right now. Maybe if you answer in 5, 6, 7 hours when you feel like getting up, they're gone. Maybe they're only on Poshmark or eBay or Mercari or whatever app you're on. Maybe they're only check into the app every couple weeks or so. While they're there, while they answer the questions, ask the questions if you can. Be timely with that. Ship in a timely manner. Hey, I know me. You know, I'm like those memes. I ordered something and then I'm out the curtain. Is it here yet? Is it here yet? Is it here yet? And so are your buyers. So are your buyers. So ship in a timely manner. Create a schedule if you need to be more consistent. Like, especially with listing, because everybody says when your sales are slow, list. If you don't have a lot of things to do Monday, I'm going to list 5 items, or a lot of things to list. Monday, I'm going to list 5 items. On Tuesday, I'm going to revise and relist 5 items or 10, you know, and Wednesday, list a couple more. Thursday, relist a couple more. So those are my tips, friends. That's just my experience of what I've learned since becoming a reseller. There's certainly, like I said, everybody runs their business, what works for them. And that's the beauty of this. We can all kind of incorporate from each other and put it all together and what works for us. But these are the tips and things that I've learned in my experience of almost being a 1-year reseller. So hope you have a great day. Many sales for you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, friends.